I'm Dante,
I'm Cait,
and welcome back to the Hyperactivity Podcast.
where we talk about anything and everything.
And in today's episode,
Conspiracies and ghosties?
yeah,
I
ghost
think, yeah.
stories and maybe a little bit of conspiracies or slash like Reddit ghost stories.
Yeah.
We always say we're gonna do Reddit stuff, and we never end up doing it.
No,
but I
right.
think we will this time because I don't like. We both don't have like really big stories, but like
Yeah, no.
yeah, it's
I
more
told
of
you
like
my story. I cried this morning before work. That's all.
You
That's
have
just
to
an
tell it.
everyday.
You have to tell it. As I was getting out of my car and I looked up into Kate's window and I saw her standing there staring at me out the fucking window, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like it scared the fuck out of me.
Some American Horror Story shit.
Yeah, you're fucking giving me the eyes.
No, because I told you last night I walked out into my living room and like it was all dark and there was just like a painting on the wall and my reflection was in the painting and I was just like,
Yeah.
and like
frozen.
my hair was all like messy too, and I literally, and like me, because I'm a tall, like we've talked about this before, I'm a stallion, like I'm a tall lady, I'm a whole 5'10",
Mm-hmm.
and I looked like the Barbarian. You've seen the Barbarian? That's who I looked like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was naked too.
Oh my god, that doesn't help.
I was literally the Barbarian, except my titties aren't that saggy. I hope not.
I'm definitely the girl from the fucking Ring. I'm just. Cindy, the TV's
Hey.
leaking again. Best movie ever. I swear to God. Okay.
Let me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, take a second, think
Me.
about. I can start if you want me to.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hello. Go ahead. You go ahead. Let's get started while I do
Okay.
some research.
I think I'm gonna tell like the backstory of mine because like I don't want to like guess what the ghost was, but I don't know. Okay, so I have a very very old house. My house was built in like I want to say the 50s or 60s. It's a fairly old house.
Yeah.
So in the place we live, it tends to have it's a really old town, so it tends to have older houses. And I'm on one of the main roads, so my house is fairly old. And specifically in this part of I almost said it, in this part of our town, where I live was like near coal mines and shit.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure my neighborhood was built over
Yeah.
a coal mine.
yeah. Scary.
I forgot. I literally always forget that our
Scary.
entire like
yeah,
area is
that's
built
that's
over
how
a
our
coal
town
mine.
was founded.
I'm pretty
Coal
sure.
mines, yeah. But so my house is very old. I think I don't want to say they renovated it in the 70s, but I think they like redid a few things. And then before we bought the house, they redid a few things because a tree fell on my house. So like, new bathroom, but yeah. So my house is very old, and another thing is my grandfather is passed. So he passed almost a year after I was born. I think. Maybe it was like almost 2 years. It was either almost 1 or almost 2 years. But I was born in April of 2002, and my grandfather died on New Year's Eve of 2003 or 2004. I don't know. I kind of forget. I mean, I feel bad, but I was alive when my grandfather was dying. So, but I was very young, so I don't really remember him. So anyways, my grandfather passed when I was very, very little, and I have always had like a suspicion that me and my mom are, I don't want to say like psychic, but we're definitely like, we feel like the spiritual energy.
I feel like everyone really just has
Yeah.
like a little bit of spiritual energy, and like we're all able
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Because like
think
I
just
definitely can feel.
different people in different ways. My mom she sees and hears and does stuff in her dreams, where mine is more like feeling. Like I just like the energy just like feels.
Yeah.
it feels good, it feels bad, it feels off, it feels right, whatever. But you know, my mom,
Yeah, no.
my mom, just going quickly over this, but my mom always said that she would see my grandfather in her dreams,
Mm-hmm.
and it was always like very vivid. Like the dream always meant something to her. So
Mm-hmm.
like for instance, one time, um, this was more recently, I think. I don't know like the full story, and I kind of, but my mom had a dream that my grandfather was in like a sports car, and he was waiting at I don't know, like a dream world, I guess. She was really short with it, but he was waiting, and my grandmother was walking to the car, and he started driving. She was like, "No, wait for me," and he was like, "It's not your time yet." And then I think like a month later, she had a mini stroke. So it's like
Ew.
scary. And I have a thing where I don't want to call it deja vu, but like I'll dream of something, and then whether it's a week later, a month later, a year later, it'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
So like for instance, one time in middle school, like I think this was like right before the year started, and
I know someone that had that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
That like they would dream stuff that would like come
Fruition,
true.
yeah, it would come into fruition. So I had this dream that I was like walking down the hallway, and I just remember like, if you remember our middle school, like walking towards the library, and there's like the double
Mm-hmm.
doors, and then the hallway goes like that. I just remember walking and like looking at the posters, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the dream. And then a few months later, it happened in the hallway, and I was like, oh, that's weird, man. Like it constantly happens. I don't dream. When I do, it's like blackness. That's usually what I remember. But people are like, "Oh, you just don't remember the dream." But I'm like, "No, I remember blackness, and that's it." But when I do dream, it's usually always happens, and it's
Mm-hmm.
so weird. And like they're the most like vivid dreams, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
weird. So I have never personally dreamt of my grandfather, but like I said, my mom has. So I was in middle school. I want to say it was 7th grade. So I had just gotten off the bus. I was walking up my driveway, and I grabbed the mail, normal shit. And I opened my door. So I go through my garage, and I opened my door, which goes into my basement, and I remember closing it and then turning back around. So the way my basement is, it's like an open basement, and then at the time we had like, there's a side with a carpet where like there's all the shoes, and then an extra refrigerator,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other side, which was like our half bath, and then our washing machine, our dryer,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And there's like 3 like support beams, like poles, like kind of smallish poles holding it up in the middle. And at the time we had curtains hanging, like sheer black curtains hanging
Mm-hmm.
between
Put your
them.
mic more towards your.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. Hello. That's
Hello.
good. That's
Okay.
good.
Sorry. She's falling. So I had sheer black curtains like separating these 2 parts of the basement, and I just remember like looking up from my phone and seeing the end of, so there was like 4 panels of curtains,
Mm-hmm.
like smallish ones, and I just remember looking up the last panel next to the washing machine, like that end of it, they like swooshed. And it wasn't like swoosh like, oh, the air's blowing. It was like they like almost all the way up touching the ceiling, like swooshed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember standing there. I was so frozen. Like just like, oh my god. Like I felt my heart sink,
Mm-hmm.
and I like couldn't fucking move. I could not move at all. So I didn't know what to do. Like we're going on like 40 seconds of just standing there staring at it. And oh, another thing I didn't mention is when they swooshed, I saw like a black figure kind of and like
Mhm.
disappear. So it was kind of like swoosh, it was there and it was gone. It was like very, 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 very fast. So 40 seconds passed, like I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, I'm calling my mom, she didn't answer. So I'm like, fuck it. And I book it across my basement. So the door, and then the other side of my basement is the stairs to go up to my house. So I like book it there and go up the stairs and like slam the door. And our door has a lock on it, but we never lock it to the basement. I locked that motherfucker. I said, no, I'm not doing this today.
Right.
And this was when I was still in my my religious crisis. So I was praying, which I don't do. I'm not religious. I'm more agnostic. Like I don't know. But yeah, this was when I was going through my religious trauma, and I was praying, and I was just so terrified. And my mom called me back, and I told her the story, and she kind of laughed at me. She was like, "Stop being a child." And I was like, "Girl, I'm like terrified. Can you just comfort me? Like, you're my mother." And yeah, nothing has really happened like that since. Like, I've told you this before, where like I'll hear noises and kind of like, like, you know what I mean? Like you go through like the list. It's like it's not the house settling, it's not the furnace, it's not this, it's not that, and I'm just like, I kind of brush it off. Yeah. But like deep down, like I kind of know. So like for instance, I was on FaceTime one time with my best friend, and right above me, so my living room is kind of, I don't want to say it's in the middle of my house, but it takes up like most of my house, because it's like an open living room, and then there's like a wall that divides that in the dining room. So I was sitting on the like laying on the couch, and right above me, as I'm talking to her, I hear like tapping, but it was 3, so it was like, and it literally sounded like a fingernail, like, you know what a fingernail sounds like, tapping stuff, like it's very like, yeah, but it's very like you know what I mean, and and it was always like duh, 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 and then it'd be a second, and then duh, duh, duh. But I'm like, that is not the house settling. And I was like, oh, there's like an opossum or a rat. But no, the week before we had the fuck are they called? Like not an exterminator, but
pest controller,
Terminex up there. Like just they were observing the house because we had termites. But while he was up there, my mom was like, "Hey, do you think there's any rats or anything?" And he was like, "No, I don't see anything." I was like,
well, he could have missed something.
He could have, and like that's
there could be
rats. I thought about that, right? So I don't know. That's like one of the things where it's like it could be anything, and I kind of like going through the list of possibilities, and I'm just like saying no, even though it could possibly be it, and it's just kind of assuming. But it was just weird that it was like 3 taps, every single time, and when I said to my friend, I was like, "Do you hear that?" Like I was literally it stopped. So it was weird, and then the weirdest part for me is once I hung up after I was like, okay, you know, you don't hear it. And then we talked for like a minute or two, and I was like, okay, bye. It started again, which was so fucking weird to me. So I have this thing, circling back on my grandfather, where I think my grandfather was in the house with us. I don't think he is anymore, based on my mom's dream, because she had a dream where my grandfather again was in a car and drove off into the sunset, but hasn't had a dream about him since. And it's weird, and I think that's him saying goodbye.
Anytime, I don't know why, anytime ghosts and like stuff is talked about, I just get so like, I'm not sad, but I just get so like emotional for no
empathetic
reason. I just like, not that I'm like scared, but it's just like also like, oh, that's also like cute.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm an emotional person.
You are a Cancer. I love you though.
I'm so emotional.
No,
I'm just like,
don't
wow,
cry.
that's really beautiful. That's so
but
beautiful.
Yeah, so I think there was my grandfather, and then from what we know about, so the people who owned the house before us, there was a fairly youngish woman and man couple with a baby girl, but before them was an older man, and I think he's deceased now. So I think it was him and my grandfather. I don't want to say that he was like bad. I just think he was there. You know what I mean? But I kind of am a person who is like, I don't let like bad juju or bad vibes in. I kind of, like, I'm always very like.
Literally me saging the house the day my dad died.
Yeah, I don't want to like speak. Sorry, I just got a notification. It looks like somebody familiar. But no, what was I saying? I don't let like bad juju in my house. So I'm very like nice, where like if something did happen, I was kind of like, it's okay, this is my home, but maybe it was your like stupid, but you know what I mean? Like you want to be neutral. I think that's the right word I want to use, is being neutral and kind of like not being mean, but also like respecting boundaries. I don't know. It might sound
again.
It might sound what?
I am getting upset.
Sorry.
I'm not upset.
I know.
I'm not sad.
I saw the mirror in the corner of my eye and it kind of like, but no, like I want to respect boundaries, because I believe in spirits, and I believe that spirits are people who haven't moved on, right?
Yeah.
So technically they still are not alive, but their energy. Like we have energy in our bodies. We have electrical energy. We have spirits. We have lives. But who's to say there's a difference between being alive and being dead? You're still a spirit, right? You know what I mean? So that's the way I see it, is that like ghosts are alive just in a different form. Just like science.
Yeah.
Matter
it's like
can neither
Sims.
be created nor destroyed, only change, right?
Or science, yeah.
Yeah.
Science or The Sims,
You said Sims. I thought you said something else.
The Sims. It's like because when they die, they're still part of the household.
Yeah.
They literally still have functions. And they still have to piss.
I remember when one
eat,
of my Sims died, and I cried for about a week.
Oh my god, no! Because whenever I made my Trey and I Sim, it died right in front of my cat, and I was so upset. They like froze to death. God. Anyway,
but yeah, it's just like I said, it's not like a crazy like story, but it's just like it's very real, and it's very like I feel like the people who do have interactions with spirits or something like that, I feel like it doesn't have to be like crazy, you know what I mean, where it's like, oh my god, I saw a ghost, but it's like I think people do tend to kind of let it fly over the head, some stuff that they shouldn't, that just because they don't believe or whatever.
I don't know. I'm the type that like I do believe, but at the same time I'm logical in some ways. Like I said, like I have cats, I have an old house, I have trees around my house. Yeah. And that like recently like it's been really windy, and like there will be like scratching outside my house, and it's so annoying. Yeah. Oh my god. But like if I hear a noise, I'm like, usually I've just like I can tell. I've never really heard anything. Like recently I just kind of heard like a little like laugh, but I could just be tripping, honestly. Yeah. You know me. But yeah. The only thing I've just like supposedly like my basement has like weird vibes and energy past people have said.
I will say the first time I came down here, I felt energy, but I didn't feel like I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel like bad.
When I was younger, though, I would always try to play with my Polly Pockets down here alone. My cat never. Oh my gosh, why? You know what?
Emotional again.
You know what? This is so annoying. But my cat Buddy literally never let me come down by myself. Like I would always be down here, and I would get annoyed because he would be in my business, and I'm like, dude, get out. And I would like try to close the door on him. He would always try and break his way in. He would literally never let me alone down here.
Only him.
Literally only him. Damn. He would do that all the time, and I'm like, dude, let me be me. Let me play with my Polly Pockets. You're like in my space.
Cats get animals. Period. Get like that.
Oh.
God, that fucking made me jump. That made
I'll
jump.
start by this is like a quick little funny story. Should I just go ahead?
I'm gonna just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna. Okay, we're recording again.
Where were you guys in that picture?
Which one?
The yellow one. The only picture of you.
Oh my God, that was the other day. We went to bleep that out. We went to a local mall. And there was like some event going on there, and I was like, "Oh, Emily, we have to get a picture with this duck," and my mom took the picture.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be you saying, "Yeah, we just asked some random people to take a picture of us." I'm like,
that would be kind of funny.
I'm like, okay.
No, it was my mom.
Anyway, so what I was gonna say, another thing with my cats, like we were saying, cats are so weird with
They are
ghosts and all that. My one cat, the one girl who was really attached to my dad, Cupcake.
Cubby liked your dad.
Yeah, they were besties. That's why she's mean now. She really wasn't ever mean before, but then my dad died, and then she just literally became the biggest bitch.
Like really, really
but
mean.
I get it. She's just depressed. She's sad because he gave her all the attention, and like he was always loving her and all that. Like they were together. It's like how Cookie is my mom's cat, you know?
Yeah.
Like how Buddy's mine.
Yeah.
But
Can you still hear me?
Mhm.
Okay,
no, I
cool.
can hear you.
Okay.
But yeah, so Cuppy always sits in the spot where my dad died, because I know I've said it before, but I don't know if I've said that my dad like was in my house when he died. Yeah. So but yeah, so she chills in that area, and then the one day my cat like was sitting in that spot, and then got like his tail got all big. Buddy, I don't know why I keep saying my cat. Like I have a million, first of all, and then also like I can say their names.
Yeah.
But Buddy, his tail got all big, and then he ran around in circles, and then he went and shit in the corner.
Oh, I remember.
And he was
going,
and he was like running around. And he was like, "Arr,
yeah.
arr," and I was like, "What in the hell is going on?"
Do you think?
But
there was
I
a
think
chance?
it was because he was constipated.
I was gonna say, do you think it's a chance maybe because you said in the last episode where your cat saw another cat in the window?
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was
wasn't that?
yeah.
Okay.
It was either because he was constipated or he was just freaked out.
Yeah.
From a ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, my cats are so weird. They're so weird. They will just like they'll just be like, you'll be petting them and they'll be loving it, and then they're just like, no, they literally do that.
Oh, I gotcha. I thought you like actually saw something.
No.
I was like,
No.
what?
No, but they'll literally just be like
Look up like they're looking at someone.
they're like,
yeah.
and like it's so
Do you ever notice their
weird.
eyes like dilate, like they're like trying to focus on something?
Yeah.
That's weird.
No, but yeah, I don't know. My house is weird, but hey, it's not my house in a month, so I don't know. Anyway, so do we want to get to the Reddit stories? Because I did find
Yeah.
some.
I'm going to pause this real quick.
Okay.
The video.
Okay.
So we can keep talking. Just figured kind of cut it off where, right?
Okay, this is a quick one. So, nope, not promising these are going to be good, because these are literally just like what I should have researched it before, but anyway.
It's okay.
So the title is, I think I may have seen a ghost this morning.
When was this from? What's the date on it?
1 day ago.
Oh, okay. Are you in like a subreddit like ghost stories?
Yeah, I'm in r/ghosts
Gotcha.
with a capital G.
Gotcha.
While getting ready for work this morning, I made my daughter's bottle and turned the corner from the kitchen to head down to the hall to her room. I saw what I thought was her head run behind the door. The lights were off. I headed down the hall, and she was sitting in the bathroom brushing her teeth with her father. Not in her bedroom. I continued to her room because I definitely saw something. It wasn't the corner of my eye. I turned facing her doorway, and something went by. I go in and turn the lights on. Check behind the door. Nothing. What was that? Now I'm wondering if there is something in our room. We don't have pets. My other child was sleeping in the other room. It wasn't a dark figure, like a shadow figure. It was lighter than the dark room. So yeah, I think I saw a ghost. I'm not too thrilled. Our house is only about 70 years old.
Only.
I like I'm not too thrilled. Someone said
she's definitely an English teacher.
Someone said set up cams.
I found one.
Okay, yeah, that was not a good one.
Okay.
You tell yours.
This one's called My Home is Haunted. It's 22 hours ago. Okay, so.
Is it long?
No, it's.
Oh, okay.
It's like
that's not bad at all.
Like a paragraph. So, this reads, I purchased my home a little over a year ago. My girlfriend and I started noticing things from the beginning. We would always find a way to explain the phenomenon. The woman's voice my girlfriend heard while we were painting upstairs, we figured it must have come from someone outside. The constant light slamming of my laundry chute, we figured it must have something to do with the air pressure or some kind of draft. One night we were awoken by a very loud bang on our bedroom door, as if somebody had thrown their body into it. My girlfriend was frozen with fear, thinking that somebody was in the house. I quickly grabbed my gun and swept each room, but nothing was there. Maybe it was just a loud cracking sound houses make. Another night, I was woken up by the feeling of something pushing on the end of my bed next to my feet. In a sleepy haze, I thought it was my cat jumping onto the bed, but it quickly hit me that my cat does not stay in my room at night. I wiggled my feet, and whatever was pushing down stopped. I wrote it off. The whistling oh my god, this person can't write. The whistling sound of a bell, the sound something dropping, and the shadow moving across the hallway wall are all things I've explained away, but the other night was the last straw, and I'm now convinced something is haunting my home. I came back from work at 11 p.m. 11:30 I shut all the lights off, walk upstairs, and as soon as I get to the top of the stairs, I feel a breeze of air coming up the stairway, and I hear a man's voice talking. I could not make out what was being said, but it was as clear as day. Somebody was talking from what sounded like my kitchen or near the living room. It lasted for a few seconds. I get chills thinking about it. It seems every day since then something new has happened. Tupperware flying out of our cabinet, not dropping, flying onto the floor. A lot of activity from the kitchen. Cat's toys I had seen 10 minutes prior disappear and reappear on my stairs. When the cat was on the couch, nowhere near it. I could mention a dozen other things. Today I heard a disembodied whisper, which happened very fast. I haven't slept well in a few weeks. My girlfriend is freaked out every night, and I'm angry and not feel comfortable with my own home. I've tried telling whoever there is to leave, but it seems to do little help. I wish I knew what to do.
Damn.
The second I heard Tupperware, I'm thinking. Say it again.
Tupperware?
It's Tupperware.
Oh, wrong.
Wrong. Tupperware.
No, but what about the Tupperware?
The second I heard Tupperware, poltergeist instantly. 'Cause like, ghosts don't do that shit. Poltergeists do that shit. I'm sorry. It's just like on edge.
I don't know how I think about poltergeist. I don't know about that.
Scary. Scary, man.
Also, I just kind of remembered one personal one because I just saw this one that kind of reminded me of one. It's not like much of a story. It's just whenever my dad was probably a month. No. 2 or 3 months before he died, my dad would start like, oh, it's so creepy. I don't even fully remember like how it went because it was just like so creepy and like crazy. But he would be like, I was out in the kitchen the one day and my dad was in his chair and his chair was like right next to our couch because our couch is like L-shaped and our couch was like that and it was just right next to his chair. And so he's watching TV, and I hear him talking, but like I couldn't make out what he was saying, and I was just like, I'm like, what is he doing out there? And I was like, is he on the phone? Because like, you know, sometimes like he would, anytime he went to send a text message, he would always use the like voice command or whatever, and like he would read out.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe he's doing one of that. And so I walk out, and he was like, and I'm like, are you talking to someone? He's like, yeah, your sister. And I'm like, okay. And for
oh god.
For
oh my god.
For some, I don't know what I want to say. To give you an idea of what that means, my mom, before they had me, my mom she had a miscarriage, and so that was their first child together. She passed, and so then, like, you know, I think maybe 10 years later, I think they had me, something like that. And yeah, so he said that, and then he said, I'm talking to Joanne, and I'm like, huh? And he's like pointing to the couch, and I'm like, homeboy, what are you talking about?
Oh my god.
And then I look, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay. And I walk into the room, and then I go into my room, and I was like, my mom and Trey weren't home, so I was just like, oh my god, Mom.
Did you ever tell them?
Oh no, I did.
Oh.
I did tell them, because then they told my mom, because okay, so whenever we put him into hospice, he was like really in denial about the whole thing, and he really did not think that he was dying. Yeah. So my mom like had to be like, you're dying, dude. Yeah. And he could not figure it out. And then whenever that happened, and I told her, that was like one of the things she said to him. She was like, so I heard that you were talking to our dead daughter. And then it came back on me. And then he said to me the one day, he was like, hey, what? He was like, what was it? Who was I talking to or something? But I will also preface this. Before my dad died, he drank, and he also was on medicines. He was kind of taking some different medicines, and he would do some cough syrup here and there.
It's a very common thing for people before they die to kind of be like, I don't say spiritual, but like that shit happens.
Yeah, and then like he would see his dad, who died before I died.
That's like
before I died, before I was born.
Before I died.
But let me tell you this shit. This is just. It's not even like, again, it's not creepy. Even that ghosty. It's just like scary and like scary.
Well, if we're getting into this, then I have a story. I don't know the full thing, but I have a story then.
But my dad, like I said, he was at home. And whenever he went into hospice, he went into hospice at my home. So, like, we were there for him. Like I said, I, like, completely, like, put...
that, right?
This was...
Oh, that was you? Okay.
I was going to say no, because I'm adjusting my headphones.
Okay. Because I thought...
No.
I'm like, you have cats.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, so like I said, my dad was on hospice at home, and so we were there for him the whole time. Like, we were taking care of him. We were his nurses. And whenever, I would say it was like a month before he died, I think maybe even like a week or two before he died, whenever he like became like a little bit less conscious, he was like he would be in pain sometimes, so he would just start like yelling. Like he would just be like, and like yell until like my mom until my mom like got the medicine, until like the medicine started working. And the one day he was doing it, and he was just like screaming. Oh my God, it's so creepy. He was just like, Dad. It's like, Dad. It's like, Dad. Like screaming for his dad. And then he was like screaming like, Mommy.
Oh my God. That's scary.
Yeah. And then,
I think that's
I don't want to get too deep, because that's
more unsettling than it is.
I was going to say, it was like, but, There was just one day that we had that was just like, it's kind of traumatizing.
It's scary to watch someone you love die. Yeah. Especially if it's like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I was trying to get into that, but
yeah. Well, I was gonna say I haven't really talked about it. My dad is terminally ill. And I'm sorry.
No, it's not you.
My
It's also me.
fat ass.
No.
Is
No. I don't care. It's just like.
There's a clear something.
Anyway.
Anyways, so my dad has a terminal illness, and I don't want to say that my dad is dying, but watching him go through what he goes through is like really hard for me, and I kind of always have put on. I don't know if you can hear me. I kind of have always put on a brave face for him, as I do with most things, because it's like I don't like to show people that I'm upset, especially if it's about something that's going on for them, because like I don't want them to feel upset about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want them. So I try to smile for my dad. I try to,
I completely understand what you're saying. Because it's just like, how do you like go on and be like, well, you're dying. It's like you don't want to. Yeah. It's just like awkward.
I said, he isn't dying, but he is dying.
Yeah.
But he isn't dying. So it's the type thing where the condition he has at any point could take a turn.
Mm-hmm.
If it's better, if it's worse, it kind of does, but usually it's within like a region where it's like in the spring he'll feel great, and then in the summer he'll feel shitty, and then in the fall he'll feel okay, in the winter he'll feel fine.
Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of hit or miss. So he has had episodes where it's like been really bad and he had to go into the hospital, where it's like when he first got diagnosed with it, they first thought that it was just pneumonia, and it was this lung disease and pneumonia at the same time.
What is the lung disease exactly?
It's called sarcoidosis.
Oh.
Yeah. So when he went into the hospital, he drove himself, and they were like, "How are you alive?" His oxygen was at like 30-something%. So they were like surprised he didn't pass out and die and crash. So it's like it's really scary, and it has gotten back there before, where his like oxygen not that low, but it has been low before, where it's like in the 50s and 60s. I think he's in 70s or 80s now. Like last time I've talked to him about it, but what's scary for me is that sarcoidosis isn't very well known. It's a terminal illness, and there's no cure for it. It's almost like cancer. It's not cancer, but it's pretty similar to cancer, where it's terminal, and it can be bad, it can be fine. There's kind of stages of it. But the thing with sarcoidosis is it's genetic. It can be genetic. There's not a lot of study on it being genetic, but a lot of people kind of say that it is genetic. So there's no people on my dad's side or my mom's side that have had it before my dad. But there is a high chance of it being passed on to me. And I don't want to say if I did have it, it would be easier on me. But I kind of let things bother me more than my dad does. 'Cause my dad is the kind of person where he tries to make the best of every situation. And so do I, but I end up just like thinking about it, and it kind of like gets really bad and dark for me. Not to like go off on a crazy tangent here talking about.
No, I was gonna say
our
it's okay.
dads,
We already are, but
yeah, it's scary, and it's just like
it is.
And
it's
after
just
seeing
crazy,
you go through that situation, and just kind of, I don't want to say being in the same shoes, but being in similar shoes, where I have a terminally ill father. I don't know. It's just, and like as I age more and more, like I'm gonna be turning 21 soon. It's just like, I don't want to say I'm waiting for it, but it's kind of like.
No, I completely get what you mean. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, don't again. I'm not trying to get like all upset and everything, but like I guess we already are. But no, literally. We thought my dad was gonna die forever, like literally forever. I didn't think he was gonna make it to my graduation.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I want to say. I'm so glad that my dad was alive to see me graduate and then also find the love of my life, you know, like to find the person that I plan on spending the rest of my life with, which I don't know. It's just it makes you just feel so happy that he knows that.
Yeah.
Because it's when I tell you, it's just like so crazy that every once in a while it hits me and I'm like, my dad will never know that I have like he doesn't know that I'm working at
That's things that I think about.
He doesn't know like what my wedding day will be like. He won't know. I'm not it's just like and like I'll be at work and like I'll see someone and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, is that my dad? I'm like, what is my dad doing here?
That's a thing. Like,
and then I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like not seeing dead people, but seeing.
When I tell you, like, these people looked exactly like my dad, and I'm like,
yes.
It freaks me out.
It's like a thing. I swear it's a thing.
Yeah, but it is hard, but you know, you're just like, luckily.
not to get deep, not to get deep, but
we keep saying that as we just get deeper and deeper, and like not to get deep, but
not to get deep. My dad's dying, but
it's
my dad
it's
has
crazy.
been in I don't want to say a good place, but he's been pretty stable. Like I said, in between like kind of two regions for a while, which is good, and he mostly is good. It's just, you know, he has his bad days where it's harder for him, and it's with sarcoidosis. There's a lot of environmental factors too, where it's like humidity and, you know, if it's warm, if it's cold, if it's snowing, if it's raining. Like there's a lot of things environmentally that affect it. So yeah, that's something that's kind of always in the back of my mind, and I try not to let it bother me, because it's like I'm comfortable with death. There was a long time in my life where like
I'm not.
I was very existential.
Still not.
And
I'm in that state right now.
Yeah.
I'm having a crisis.
Dreading everything. But I'm glad that I like got past it, and I've kind of like
just like dying dad shit. But
okay, I'm gonna try to remember what I was talking about, but I was talking about my dad, about the disease he has, and just how it's like always in the back of my mind, and it's just a fear of mine that, you know, it's gonna be sooner rather than later. Like I don't want it to happen at all, but I mean we all die. Oh no, I was talking about being comfortable with death. So I had an existential crisis while I was younger. I mean middle school. So I kind of have like gotten through the death thing, and you know, have had a few years where I was very suicidal and existential and dreadful, but I glad that it's over with. I mean, I'm sure later on in life I'll go through it again, but for the most part,
I'm letting you know,
I am comfortable with death. You know, I don't like it. I don't go to funerals. I can't do it. I don't go to funerals, but I am comfortable with death. So,
which is good.
I don't know, just like seeing people dead. That I'm not fine with. Like seeing people dead, no. But death itself.
I went to a funeral recently. That was crazy.
God, it's scary.
Yeah, and then I went to work the day after, and I was like,
I think I have like funeral trauma too, where like I saw a lot of people die when I was young, so it's kind of like I've seen a lot of young dead people, and I've known a lot of young dead people, like from our school. So many people have passed away. A lot.
Who? Not that many from our school.
A good like at least 5.
There was
6.
that guy in Trey's grade.
No,
no?
that was bleep this.
No.
That's
there
one
was
I
a kid that had cancer, and he just like.
Oh. I forgot about him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, because that's why anytime like.
No, I
Trey
didn't know
talks
he
about
died.
him, he's always like.
I didn't know he had cancer though.
I think it was cancer,
Oh.
and then someone just recently died.
I can name a few. I'm gonna bleep them out. So, brother died of an.
You know who? I don't know.
Okay.
Through them, because
They're
she posts
different.
about them.
They're different.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
much bleeping.
that's 2. What the fuck was his name?
I went to that funeral. That was on my birthday.
I couldn't.
That was so sad.
I couldn't bear to see.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Was it?
So
I
bad.
couldn't. So that's 4, and then 5.
Oh, forgot about him.
Yeah. She died. And there's another one. Who else? There's somebody else.
There
that
was
died.
another kid that died. He was
Yeah.
a boy and he killed himself.
Oh, him. That's 7.
Yeah.
That was recently.
Yeah.
A few months ago.
I only know the one person though.
God, that's a lot of bleeping.
Honestly, just cut the.
But like even just like one death
No, that's so
is a
crazy.
lot. I'll just bleep it because I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. We got kind of dark, but
Yeah.
no, seriously. It's like I said, I can't go to funerals. I just can't see people dead.
Mhm.
And when I was at, I'm just going to cut this out, but I'll tell you. But it's that, and it's like, especially people who have committed, because there's been a few at our school who have died by sewer slide. I don't know, just like seeing them is just terrifying. 'Cause it's like I went to maybe I wasn't friends with these people, but I went to school with them. They were in my grade. I knew them.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just a scary thing.
Yeah.
But on the death side of it, I am fine with dying. I mean, I hope it's not for a long time, like
No,
most
right.
people, but I'm fine with it. And that's why I'm the friend in the group who kind of like, it's okay, let's do this. It's okay, let's do that. 'Cause it's like, you know what I mean? What if we die tomorrow and
God forbid.
we regret not doing something today?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to live through life saying that I wish I did something. So I always do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm a confrontational person, and I'm a very outspoken person now, and I fight for my beliefs, and you know what I mean? 'Cause I don't want to be 82 dying with my 20 grandchildren saying, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. I want to tell my kids and their kids stories about my life, and then they go and do what they want to do. I'm not saying do bad shit, but I'm saying do what you want to do.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't hurt people and it makes you happy, do what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna read this story now.
Okay. So many tangents. Sorry if that was loud.
So it's just ghosts and the dying. This is why I started my little story, but this is a story that I saw that made me think of talking about that. But anyway, when my dad was dying, he was very much not moving a lot or saying much, and
I saw
had
that
been like that for days. It was only ourselves in the room, and when he suddenly sat up, seemingly quite happy, and started talking to his mother. I asked if he was okay and what was going on. He told me both his parents were there. He apparently had talked to his deceased sister last before passing away the following day. About 4 years ago, don't know why I said it like that. About 4 years ago, a relation of mine, aunt, was dying in a hospital. Her 3 sons had visited and were staying locally as their mother wasn't going to last much longer. They were all married and had moved away from their hometown. Unfortunately,
You heard that, right?
Huh.
Like a bang upstairs. I swear I'm not going crazy.
No, I think you're tripping.
No, I swear to God. It sounded like
It's probably just the cat.
it
It's
sounded like
definitely
a chair like sliding. Like I'm not kidding.
No, it's definitely Cindy. How could that sound? Because I have carpet.
Isn't your kitchen?
I have a stool in there, but it could be because my cats jump up on the stool and then
Okay.
Which
it
it
was,
does because
honestly,
it will move
it was
sometimes.
probably a cat jumping down.
Like
from
it sound
something.
like sometimes if it was like a rocking type noise. Yeah, if Cindy
It
jumps up
literally
on something
sounded
'cause
like
she's so fat.
it literally sounded like doo doo. So I mean 2 feet back.
Oh yeah,
feet.
that's definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just like.
No,
on
you're
edge.
okay. Unfortunately, overnight, one of the sons actually passed away tragically. It was decided that they wouldn't tell my aunt as she was too near death as it was. Seconds before my aunt passed, she quickly looked into the corner of the room, quizzically, in confused tone, called out her recently deceased son's name. It was as if she could see him waiting for her, but yet couldn't understand why he was in a spirit rather than in person. The family liked to think that he was waiting for her. That's cute. That is cute. I like that.
That is cute.
That's why I brought that story up because
Oh,
that's what I think is like. Was it my?
It's
That's
a
so cute. Was
thing
it like my
when
dad's
people
parents
die.
waiting for them, and was it like my sister all waiting for him to come up? I just see that as I think that's cute. It was scary, but that's the cuter side. Of
I
that.
think I don't want to like speak on like spirits, but I don't know if it's more of like a psychological thing where it's like your body kind of thinks of something that's comforting while you're dying. Because I mean, your body knows it's dying,
Yeah.
and something is released in your body which makes death like not painful. I think. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure like death like that isn't painful,
No.
especially when you're on all that
Yeah.
medication. But
Yeah. Well, like for my grandfather, and this thing, my grandfather had cancer. So he had liver cancer. And when you're on morphine and you have liver cancer, it doesn't work.
yeah.
So he was still in pain. He felt everything.
Yeah, no, my dad was definitely still in pain and shit, like 100%. Because like I said, it was like up until like the last couple days that he died that he was like doing the screaming shit all the time when we were giving him Haldol, morphine, and like the big high drugs like once every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Every 2 hours, dude.
Yeah.
And we still have like all these bottles of morphine. My God, we need to get rid of that. Someone's gonna have a hater. Or we could leave him for like the hobos that want to come in. That want to come into this house.
Absolutely not.
Have the hobos get on some morphine. I don't. It's not happening. It's not happening.
It's not.
Pretend it's not happening.
We just
God.
need to end this when we can.
I was gonna say, do you want to end it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been probably.
I was
an
gonna say
hour.
this has been a long one.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
God, it's 8 o'clock already.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's usually like 7:30 by the time.
No. Yeah.
To be fair, we started at about 7. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been about an hour.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening to us. If you have any ghost stories to tell us, leave that in the comments. Give us a like, share, tell your friends about us.
Yeah. Just hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you like hearing our stories.
Yeah.
Hope you were okay with the completely
The
different
deep,
topic than
yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
God, last
Yeah.
week was like silly, and this one was like, oh, my dad's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's
And
dead.
I will say quickly, if you are struggling with feeling depressed or anxious or suicidal, reach out to somebody. It's very
Yeah.
important to stay alive, and you may be going through something very hard, and just know that you're not alone, even though it feels like you might be. So, yeah, just you have resources to help yourself, and if you feel like that, I think you should just give somebody a call or let people know how you feel.
Yeah.
But again, not to get deep, I like to say that because I'm very proactive about suicide and people. But like we said, thank you so much for watching or listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
thinking about my crab rangoons the entire time. I'm sorry. I need to go devour those. I need to devour those.
Okay.